Hey, what's going on guys, Warrior93 here, and here's yet another video discussing my thoughts on the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z. Well, it's the first one, but I may do an update on my final thoughts after I finish up the whole series, because right now I'm only in Season 5, or the Cell Saga, as a lot of people know it as. Anyways, well, in the Dragon Ball community, I've seen more and more Dragon Ball YouTubers have started watching the Japanese version of Dragon Ball. Me, for the longest time, just couldn't do it, just because, I don't know, I just couldn't do it. But recently, it's been about 2 or more months now, I've been watching the whole series, well, not the original Dragon Ball, because I don't got that on Blu-ray, but I have been watching Dragon Ball Z all the way through Japanese. I just wanted to get the knowledge of the original version, because I know the dub took liberties, and you know what I mean. Anyway, so initially when I first started the series, it took a little bit of getting used to, I gotta admit. I mean, I was so used to hearing the English voices and soundtrack when I heard the Japanese version, it was kind of off-putting. But after a few episodes, you kind of get used to it. I mean, you will get used to it. So if you're one to complain about Goku's voice or Gohan's voice or something like that, please just watch a few episodes first, and I promise you'll get used to it. I mean, I got used to it. I promise you'll get used to it. In the Saiyan Saga, the dub was mostly the same as the Japanese, with obviously Goku. That being really, I think, the only character that had this random character alteration, which I felt was not needed at all. I mean, really the most obvious place for this was when Vegeta is defeated and Goku tells Krillin not to kill Vegeta. In the English version, what I think most of us know, Goku tells him because he thinks he could change like Piccolo, but in the Japanese version, Goku tells him not to because he wants to beat him on his own. Yeah, major difference, right? Now, as the series progresses into the Frieza Saga, we really see what liberties Funimation took with Goku's character. For some reasons, mostly with Goku's character, for some reason, I don't even know, but in the Frieza Saga, this is not the remastered version, except for Vegeta's lines, of course. So in the original script is still there with the original voices, so Goku seems a lot more like a hero in this and not like a fighter. And wow, what a change. As the guy who grew up watching it with the dub, to see that change, I was very surprised. In the Japanese version, he said nothing about him being the hope of the universe. It was mostly just kind of like mocking Frieza, said, yeah, you can't even beat one single man, I'm the same who's coming here to defeat you, and stuff like that. He was kind of mocking him because he couldn't defeat him, because Goku had a personal vendetta against Frieza, and he knew that he could beat him. He wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna beat him at his best, so no. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna beat him. He did this to Krillin and stuff like that. Now, going to the Android Saga, I'm going to skip the whole Garlic Jr. Saga because who really wants to talk about that, but the Android Saga, not too many liberties are taken, at least not really noticeable ones that really stand out in my head the most. It was kind of like added lines to silent scenes. That was really it. It wasn't like character alterations at all. And right now, I'm in the Imperfect Cell Saga now, and again, it's just kind of like added lines that Funimation did, not really to kind of keep the talking going, not really having silent moments, which can really, Funimation did sometimes add to a scene, but other times they did kind of take away the original intent of the scene of it being silent. Anyways, another positive thing about the Japanese version is that there were details that were left out in the dub because of either censorship reasons or Funimation took liberties. Like Krillin, and it was probably because of translation issues too, but that's another thing. Like Krillin having a body when he was brought back to life from Namek, Porunga put his body back together as a favor, not because it was going to be anyways. I mean, people thought that was a plot hole in Resurrection F, some people still think so, but after hearing that was like, huh, interesting. Another thing I thought was pretty interesting was a punch that Piccolo took from Cell. It's a pretty small detail, but it's something that stood out for me so much because Dragon Ball rarely has any dark moments. So I thought it was pretty cool that it didn't just knock him out, but it kind of cracked, it did crack Piccolo's neck. But all in all, I would prefer the Japanese version to the English version. When it comes to dialogue, yes, I will not lie, I feel like the original script is a lot better than the dub. But when it comes to voices and music, I don't know, man. They both have their pros. I prefer the dub when it comes to voices because obviously I can understand them, and obviously I have a clear bias toward the English voices, but the Japanese voice actors are not bad by any means. Music, as much as I grew onto the Japanese score, I still have to go with the Funimation Faulkner score. But I will admit at times, the Faulkner score will be overplayed in scenes and will not fit with a certain scene, while the Japanese will. The Japanese version will. But I do very much recommend for any Dragon Ball Z fan, maybe not the casuals because they probably won't, but for any hardcore, or at least, you know, people not touching the surface, you know, at least go check out the Japanese version, or, you know, even more at least, put subtitles on when you're watching an English version, and if you won't even do that. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And that's going to end the video for today. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed or at least tolerated this video. It helps support the channel in many ways, and yes, I plan on I'm going to try to become more active on this channel. I've just been working and focusing on my other channel. I rarely have time to focus on this one. But make sure you subscribe if you haven't already for more Dragon Ball Z discussions such as this, and I will see you all in the next video. See you later!